Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Body Mind Healing. My name is Maria Sanchez. I am a holistic health consultant, a family nurse practitioner, a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, and a doctor in nursing practice. The case for today is the wound of betrayal. Inside each of us resides an inner child who was once innocent, pure of feelings, and full of dreams. During this stage of their life, they were forced to face challenging experiences, pain, when they still could not understand or process those experiences. And living through that, it marked them for life. They developed deep and traumatic scars that became rooted in their unconscious and subconscious. It is possible that our inner child was a victim of abandonment, abuse, or simply lacked the necessary emotional care. Whatever the circumstances, today that child carries with them fears, beliefs, and distorted behavioral patterns because their immature mind interprets those challenges this way and now lives trapped in the illusion that life is an unsafe and threatening place. The common denominator of the wounds of the inner child is a lack of affection, of a sense of belonging, of protection, and of emotional security. That child simply longed to feel loved, recognized, and accepted just as they were. But by not receiving that unconditional love, they learned to hide the essence behind masks. The most common inner child wounds are 5: the wound of rejection, abandonment, humiliation, betrayal, and injustice. Today, we will review the wound of betrayal. The origin of this wound develops between the ages 2 and 6 years old. The key relationships are with the opposite sex parent. The causes are broken promises, lies, infidelities, or signs of weakness. The child loses trust and feels betrayed by someone they deeply loved. The childhood consequences of this wound might include feelings of vulnerability, insecurity, and disappointment. Arises when the child does not receive the expected attention or feels replaced or unprotected. If the father betrays the mother or vice versa, the child of the opposite sex often perceives it as a direct betrayal. The mask adopted for the wound of betrayal is the controller. The controller mask is a person that appears strong, dominant, and responsible, needs to control everything to avoid feeling vulnerable, seeks recognition, titles, and attention, believes that being responsible means being the boss, has difficulty showing weakness or delegating tasks. The manifestations of this wound in adulthood might include deep fear of betrayal and losing control, difficulty trusting others, especially the opposite sex, tendency towards hypervigilance, and planning everything to avoid surprises, jealousy, distrust, need to always be right, high self-demand and demand towards others, excessive control in relationships, inability to relax or let go, emotional manipulation such as crying, seducing, threatening, blackmailing, etc. Shows independence to avoid feelings of abandonment, easily irritable by unexpected events or slow people, holds grudges, may end relationships abruptly. The physical common traits of the wound of betrayal include, in men, broad upper body like shoulders and arms, in women, wide hips and thighs, bulging chest, overweight, strong voice, large eyes and intense gaze, preference for bright or flashy clothing. The emotional characteristics and behavioral traits of this wound might include high mental activity, constant stress, intolerance for uncertainty, highly sensitive to lies. The lie itself is more painful than the act. Strong need to be seen as responsible, successful, and capable. High performance, quick to interpret and act. Demands that everything be done their way and at their pace. Extreme importance placed on image and reputation. What makes the wound of betrayal worse? Controlling others, lying and manipulating, living disconnected from one's own needs, focusing only on work and money, believing I do not need anything, assuming bad intentions as facts, not keeping promises, being in a rush, and being overloaded. Common phrases associated with this wound include I am capable, trust me, I knew it, I was right, I do not trust him or her, listen to me, did you understand? How do these people protect themselves when adults? By remaining in constant alert or hypervigilance, by anticipating everything to avoid feeling deceived, by being highly demanding in their relationships and bonds. How to heal the wound of betrayal? By acknowledging and validating the original pain, by learning to trust the self first, by communicating needs with authenticity, by letting go of control while still practicing self-care, by establishing free and secure relationships, by reparenting the inner child with love, boundaries, and emotional safety, by forgiving to release emotional weight, not to justify what happened, by embracing fear, living in the present, and trusting. The key healing affirmation for this one is I trust, I let go. May the light of truth and supreme consciousness illuminate us and love transform us. Until next time.